When it comes to making a big budget film, there are plenty of things that are likely to get left on the cutting room floor. Usually such editorial decisions are made to keep the pace of the movie afloat, to remove redundant character interactions and keep the film to a watchable length. However, every now and again the ball is dropped, and as successful, beloved and masterful as it is, the Star Wars franchise is no exception to this rule. I'm Josh from WhatCulture.com, and these are 10 deleted scenes from the Star Wars films that should have really been left in. Number 10. Anakin vs. Greedo, The Phantom Menace. Greedo may not have been around for long in A New Hope, but he made a striking impact on pop culture thanks to his death at the hands of Han Solo. In The Phantom Menace, the first of the divisive prequel trilogy, Greedo made a brief and eventually cut appearance on Tatooine, where the future bounty hunter gets himself in a tussle with a young Anakin Skywalker. In the scene, Greedo and Anakin can be seen fighting following Anakin's major win at the pod race. Not only would this scene have shown that Anakin had a violent streak pretty early on, but it also gives a brief bit of backstory to a pop culture icon, whilst also throwing up some foreshadowing of his eventual demise. Number 9. The Jedi in Action, Attack of the Clones. With Attack of the Clones, the Battle of Geonosis served as a spectacular finale to an otherwise lackluster film, starting off with all the Jedi igniting their lightsabers around the stadium. It not only signals the beginning of the Clone Wars, but also allows fans to see the Jedi at full force. It's great, but the problem is, there's just not enough of it. Fortunately, in one of Attack's deleted scenes, Jedi Masters Plo Koon and Ki-Adi-Mundi can be seen leading a charge against a droid battalion, showing off their skill and allowing audiences to focus on some Force users outside of the usual suspects. The true tragedy of the scene is that it was never actually finished, abandoned in order to cut the film down to a more manageable length. Number 8. The Foundations of the Rebellion, Revenge of the Sith. During Revenge of the Sith, it was starting to become a bit clear just how much of a corrupt and sketchy lad that Chancellor Palpatine was. With the Jedi coming to sense that the dark side had surrounded him, even the mostly peaceful Senate were considering taking unprecedented action to save democracy. In one of the film's many deleted scenes, Padme Amidala, Bail Organa, and Mon Mothma meet with some close allies to discuss what needs to be done to preserve their democracy. Both Mon Mothma and Bail Organa would go on to become leaders of the rebellion, with Organa even raising Leia after the death of her mother. It would have made for a cool nod to the future films and would have given fans more time with some criminally underused characters. Number 7. The Death of SHAAK T, Revenge of the Sith. Poor SHAAK T, an accomplished and well-respected Jedi Master, she served on the Council during the Clone Wars and was often stationed on Kamino, training the new clone recruits. One deleted scene sees her killed by General Grievous aboard his ship, but this is now no longer regarded as canon. Her canon death comes in a deleted scene later during Darth Vader's siege of the Jedi Temple. She is seen here meditating and senses Vader enter without noticing that her former friend has turned to the dark side. Consequently, he stabs her through the chest without a word. Her canon death was most recently confirmed in the Clone Wars TV series, where both Anakin and Yoda are shown visions of her demise. Number 6. Yoda arrives on Dagobah, Revenge of the Sith. The final in Revenge of the Sith's unfairly cut deleted scenes comes courtesy of Grand Master Yoda. After his fight with Palpatine and the successful execution of Order 66, Yoda laments to Bail Organa that he must go into hiding, having failed to stop the rise of the Empire. The end of the film focuses on Obi-Wan Kenobi travelling to Tatooine and giving baby Luke to his aunt and uncle. But there was another scene showing a broken and noticeably dejected Yoda arriving on Dagobah. Not only would this have explained when the old Jedi arrived on the swamp planet famously featured in Empire Strikes Back, but it would also have offered up a final reminder that the old way of things is dead. Number 5. Luke and Biggs, A New Hope. Biggs Darklighter, holder of the world's coolest ever name and a close friend of Luke Skywalker, is seen only briefly in A New Hope. Luke bumps into him at the rebel base on Yavin 4, and they briefly talk about old times and find they're going to take on the Death Star together. The scene was quite effective as it was, giving insight into how good a pilot Luke is, and later killing Biggs off in an emotional blow to the young Jedi. But it could have been even more affecting. In an extended deleted scene, Luke and Biggs talk about the war on Tatooine, and it is here that Biggs reveals that he's going to join the rebellion. Luke and Biggs' relationship is well explored in this scene, and if it had been left in, would have made the latter's death all the more hard-hitting. Number 4. Seeking the Senate, The Force Awakens. Cor Sella was a very minor character who appeared in The Force Awakens. She's seen briefly during the First Order's destruction of Hosnian Prime, the capital of the Republic. Despite being such a small character though, there is a build-up to her journey to the Republic capital. In a deleted scene, now General Leia is seen tasking her with going to the Senate to warn them of the threat of the First Order. It's a small but sweet scene which not only makes her death a few scenes later more effective, but also lets audiences know how big a player Leia has become in the New Republic. Number 3. The Tunnel Standoff, The Force Awakens. Han Solo's wit in this particular deleted scene is unbeatable. As he travels with Chewbacca and newcomer Finn, the smuggler-turned-rebel hero is approached by a group of stormtroopers. Instead of fighting them off though, Han decides to hit them with his typical level of charm and sass. Upon hearing the name Supreme Snoke, he risks angering the troopers with quips such as, "Smoke? You know a Smoke? What makes him supreme?" The scene's best moment comes when Han reveals how he knew Finn used to be a stormtrooper. Not only is more Han never a bad thing, but the scene would have also filled a slight gap in the narrative and helped fans understand how he knew about Finn's previous allegiances. Number 2. Luke Mourns, The Last Jedi. Han Solo's sudden and tragic death at the hands of his own son in The Force Awakens is about as iconic as the sequel trilogy ever got. Whilst in the film, fans got to see Chewie and Leia's reaction to his demise, they were robbed of the opportunity to see Luke hear the news. No worries though, because The Last Jedi promised more Luke than ever before, and given everything that had been going on, it was all but set in stone that Han's passing would play a major role in the former Jedi's arc. Alas, this of course was not the case. In the film itself, the scene cuts off just after he asks Chewie about Han's whereabouts, and that's pretty much that. The plot goes on, but there's no real initial reaction. However, in a short deleted scene, Luke can be seen in his hut sitting down in disbelief following the news. Shedding a tear, he quietly mourns his old best friend and brother-in-law, and Mark Hamill gives a subtle and striking performance in the process. Number 1. Phasma's Demise, The Last Jedi. Captain Phasma burst into the Star Wars franchise with cool armor, a chilling voice, and an intimidating physicality to boot. She looked poised to be a major villain in the trilogy, a great leader in the First Order, and Finn's arch nemesis. But after that, she was kind of hardly around. All told, she has around 4 minutes of screen time over 2 movies, and to make matters worse, her final appearance in The Last Jedi saw her killed in a rather anticlimactic fashion. Following a painfully brief fight with Finn, she fell to her death in a fire that was devastating her ship. In a deleted scene, however, it was revealed that this was not the villain's true end. Climbing out of the fire, Finn reveals that Phasma betrayed the First Order by telling the Resistance about Starkiller Base. Her stormtroopers then prepare to attack her, so she guns them all down, only to lose her hand to Finn. She calls her former soldier scum, only for Finn to smile and reply, "Rebel scum," before shooting her dead. It would have been awesome to see the formidable soldier get more time to shine, but it would have also been cool to see Finn getting a final word against her before finishing her off personally. So that's our list. I want to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are there any Star Wars deleted scenes I missed off here that you think should have been included? And are you now regretful that we didn't get these in the theatrical cuts? Even if you don't though, I've been Josh, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.